Would this be in the way if I left these here?
No, not at all.
Okay, so when we're ready for the play, I've got Lila and Allie.
Awesome.
Here's your pen if you have some
Thank you.
for it.
Hi, Nathaniel.
Lila and Allie.
I'm kind of lifesaver because I give you and Eli half. Because you have to wear them. It's not cold. This is not boring. This is actually good because you have to do a play.
Yes, we're all nervous.
I am nervous. Okay.
I have 3.
Whose iPad is this?
3 for 1, 2. Yeah, I originally only had 1, 2, and then I got a second part, and now I have 3.
Yeah, they both have.
So I changed.
And
And my part.
I think we're going to try and get a long shot.
Wait, there's 3 there. There's 2 left.
Take a look. Smile.
Her teeth fell out.
Oh, wait. Do it again. I think you turned your head. And let me get a long shot.
God, I'm so nervous. 68 degrees.
Why do you guys still have him there?
Check my heart rate.
Why do you still have him there? He's all stuck up.
Oh, well, he's watching over the place for us. What do you think? Let him sit down.
Check my heart rate.
Are your glasses are not melting? Eli, sit down. Quick, quick, quick.
You forgot.
Your hands like this, and then your hands down like this, and feel much lighter. Try to
I don't think so. What?
Really quick.
I'm wearing one.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Get them all together first. You three come stand over here for a moment, and then I'll get a picture with all of you together. If you want to sit for a moment, you can sit. Just make you just get a picture. Is your hands pretty good?
Maybe not. You're not doing anything tonight, are you?
Sounds good. I got mine.
You know Joe lives on the floor. Yeah, he did. He also worked on it.
It's a kiss of 2 times.
Okay. So guys, when you come to the lecture to speak, you want to stand on this. Okay. And speak slowly, loudly, clearly.
Like that?
That works. We'll make it even a little closer there.
Yeah, because
There.
my both, the first part is easy, the second part's actually hard. Because the last word. So want to see my last word?
It's called B-strap.
Oh, yeah, you're Yerushalayim.
Oh,
Yeah, Yerushalayim.
Oh, Eli's shirt.
Yerushalayim.
Stand on it.
There's no way Eli's
Okay. Good? Yeah, no, you know how to do that. Okay, you're good. Off you go. But you're going to have to not hit me, okay?
Grant us peace.
No, you don't need to practice that one.
You just said
Yeah, practice standing. No, just practice standing. You can practice standing too. Okay. Thank you.
I was just about to say, where's the time? Oh, that was your iPad.
That's his.
His.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh my God, are you nervous?
This is your first one.
Oh, he quit his job.
Listen.
Wait, that's
that works. You're just doing your sister. That's what that is.
The play is
Not as good as
not that one. That was easy because we didn't play last year. Yeah, the play was like, play nobody says it. So you have to do like everything. Yeah, last year's play. Guys, is
Rain is probably looking at me like,
Were you practicing? Remember we just said,
hey, you know Chance's brother? Chance's sister? She's our teacher.
oh yeah. I heard it, I overheard it. And you were talking about like, right. What is it called? Call of Duty. Did not copy Fortnite.
Yeah, but for the copy.
No. Yeah, Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite's gonna shut down.
Okay, really?
Yeah, the Roblox is gonna do it too, but
Wait, Roblox?
I waste more than like thousands of dollars on it.
Thousands? Oh yeah, this kid has like,
What? Yeah, because I am. Ask my parents that.
You don't even focus on education.
all you do is like, oh, should we go to and you lose the next day. Lose it the
Just
next
a
day.
reminder, everybody can see everything you're doing. See the new sound. You gotta stay in your seat. You can't be whispering and talking. Once the service starts, whispering and talking.
Yes,
Everybody can see everything that you do.
like this.
No, he says he has like, he gives you that girl like $1. I mean, I saved up like months.
Yes.
I saved up months, and now I have like
Oh, I already broke up with 15 girlfriends.
50.
This is my 16. And she's actually really cute. Her name's Jasmine.
Okay. Do a lot of smiling. You guys are gonna be reading.
You're gonna learn one day, and your parents are not gonna be.
What?
How much money did you
I didn't.
Oh, so, okay.
My friend bought it for me.
Oh, okay.
I give him money to buy it.
Okay, now you're late.
And
How
I'm
much
athletic.
money did you How much?
I play baseball, soccer.
We do not look like the cat that plays baseball. I played tennis. No, like, yeah, too. I played like
I think I could be good at tennis.
yeah, tennis is
I'm
pretty
pretty good at ping pong.
Oh, ping pong. No, they're both like they seem to similar, but they're not like there's like backhands or forehands. Oh, she has a kid? Go come up to her kid. Where? I don't know. I don't think anybody looks like she. Nope. Not even her sister. Yeah. You were like sucking a cup.
I'm gonna say yes for
Yeah.
that.
If you suck it,
I love him.
way, guys. The microphone's going to keep you all right. Okay? So you're not going to be able to talk and giggle when we're back here. Okay? So the microphone's going to keep you all right. All right.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Dina.
Good to see everyone tonight. I haven't been up here for a month, so that's what you all look like. Nice to be back up here. Big thanks to the Habers, Bernie and Eileen, who were celebrating their 70th anniversary. Mazel Tov, for sponsoring the lovely Valentine Day appropriate flowers. That's wonderful. I still remember, Chris and I still remember and chuckle, it was either your 60th or your 65th, where Rabbi asked you both, what do you attribute your longevity? You remember that. And Bernie said 3 words, yes, my dear. And Eileen was much more practical, 2 bathrooms. Thank you, words to live by. Thank you very much. Tonight, the 4th and 5th grade will be doing the service for us, which is always enjoyable, and their teacher is Laura Milhander, so we're looking forward to the service. As usual, we have a busy week coming up. 1:30 on Sunday, we are starting, or we've just started, the adult Hebrew class. Yes. Discovering Judaism starts on Wednesday at 7 p.m., or on Tuesday, sorry. On Wednesday is Lunch and Learn with Rabbi Goldfarb, which you do learn a lot, and you get to eat lunch while you're doing it, and also Brotherhood meeting. Sorry, there's so much going on. Next Sunday, Adult Ed is presenting a Jewish Music Month klezmer celebration. And if you have not been to hear this group before, you're really missing something. That's a lot of fun. This time we're doing something a little different. We're going to be projecting the words up on a screen so we can all sing along. So we're really looking forward to that. Please make sure that your phones are silenced. I haven't been up here for a while, so let me remind you the location of the emergency exits. This door by Ray, and the 2 doors on Santa Gertrudis. Hopefully we never need it, but it's good to know. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Indeed, Shabbat Shalom and welcome to our end of the week celebration. Sabbath comes, we all have a chance to pause, to take a break, to reflect, and even more importantly this evening, we have a chance to celebrate Bernie and Eileen and their 70th anniversary. Hard to believe. You know, you were a child bride, right? He really robbed the cradle with you, didn't he? I mean, it was, yeah, you were like what, 13 or something? You were, So it's great to be able to share Bernie and Eileen with you on this. As a matter of fact, we are going to break with normal tradition, and we are going to present the certificate right off the bat so that we might be able to celebrate and acknowledge this wonderful occasion. Because, I mean, come on, 70 years, you know, that's just phenomenal. And so, and in order to make sure that this is commemorated appropriately, we have our world-famous anniversary certificates. It begins with verses from Song of Songs, Shir HaShirim, Ani Ladodi V'Dodi Li, I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. Mishaberach Avotenu V'Imotenu, may God who blessed our ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob, Rachel and Leah, bless Bernie and Eileen Haber on the occasion of their 70th wedding anniversary. May the love that binds them continue to be strong and lasting. May their hearts be filled with patience and understanding for one another. And may their home continue to be a sanctuary built on devotion to each other and to God. Presented to you this day, the 20th day of Shabbat, 5780, the 14th day of February in 2020, in the presence of your congregation. Signed by myself, our cantor, and our president, Dina Jastrock. Bernie, Eileen, we present to you truly something that only pales in comparison to your 70 years, but it's our opportunity to be able to note your 70 years together as husband and wife, as we join together in the words of our prayer of gratitude, our Shehechianu, thanking God for giving us life, for giving the two of you your lives, and for enabling us to be able to celebrate with you 70 years. Way to go. Anything you want to say to our studio audience before we continue? Ugh. He said, ugh. Maybe we've got some kinder words from Eileen before we continue.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome very much. We join together with our cantor and the words of our Shehechianu. Again, praising God and enabling us to be able to celebrate with you. Bernie and Eileen, 70 years, all I can say is, wow. And Mazel Tov.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Bernie and Eileen, from the whole congregation, we say to you, Mazel Tov. Congratulations. With that, we begin with a song favorite to our students. Our 5th and 6th grade students will be leading us, 4th and 5th grade, sorry, 4th and 5th. Don't let me age you. Will be leading us in our worship service this evening. And this is a song, a favorite to most of our religious school students, but to them in particular. It's an important lesson we try to teach them. Mitzvah, goreret mitzvah. One mitzvah leads to another, right? That's what we're... Yeah. Good. One mitzvah leads to another. Avera, goreret, avera. And one wrong deed often leads to another wrong deed. And so we want to get in the habit of doing mitzvah, mitzvot, all of those things. And so if our students would please stand and step forward here to the center, we will have a chance to welcome the Shabbat with a reminder of our call to action, our duty to perform mitzvot, holy deeds in the world around us. One mitzvah will lead us to more mitzvot.
All right, but we're going to need some audience participation for this one. The students already know how it goes, but at one point, I need you to give us your best I'm on a roller coaster impression. So get ready, we're going up the hill, and we're going down. Woo! Oh, that was the saddest roller coaster. They go on the tall one, so come on, we need a woo! There we go. And then we also need one more, because when we say, but a bad deed leads to another, we have to go, oh no. All right, so we got to get a little head shake going for a little, oh no, we're not doing that. Are you ready? Mitzvah, goreret mitzvah. Mitzvah, goreret mitzvah. Woo! Avera, goreret, avera. Oh no, mitzvah, goreret mitzvah. Goreret mitzvah. Yeah, la 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 la. One more time. Mitzvah, goreret mitzvah. Woo! Avera, goreret, avera. Oh no, mitzvah, goreret mitzvah. Goreret mitzvah. Yeah, la 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 la. Lehiot tzadik, tzadik. Zetov, 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 zetov.
Our service continues on page 3 as we continue welcoming Shabbat with the lighting of our Shabbat candles. Yeah, Zoe. All of you come. We'll do it here.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindled light.
And I wish to invite Laura Milhander, who is our teacher for our 5th and 6th grade, and Sharon Kaplowitz-Payton, who aids in the classroom, 4th and 5th. I'll get it one of these days. I keep trying to promote you one grade because, the year is quickly going by and I don't want it to go by that fast. Okay.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Our service continues on page 8. Wait.
Wait, whoops, wrong thing.
Wrong page. There you go.
I begin with the prayer of gratitude for all the holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created, and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illuminate all of us and bring that version to life.
Our service continues on page 28 with the words of our Baruch Hu. I invite us to rise as we are able for our call to worship.
Yai,
Our service continues on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvona meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, umavir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. We continue on the next page, page 31.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, for whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time the season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans into infinity, you set its course to eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, for whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ariv aravim.
We continue on page 33.
Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All of these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves into it, the more it grows and gives. What can be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works, and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
We may be seated, and I'd like to invite our 4th and 5th grade students to join with the cantors we share in the Ve'ahavta, just like we do in Hebrew Lab. Come. Right, come back here. We're going to stand back here. You're going to have to leave, I'll leave, okay?
V'tam Kedoshim Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti Echem le'eretz Mitzrayim, Livyot lachem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Thanks, Zoe. You're up. Our service continues on page 39.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe that what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
Our service continues on page 43.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Adonai, help us walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity with our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, Habaris Sukkot Shalom Aleinu V'Ko Israel V'Yerushalayim.
We continue in our service on page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בין יובל בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue with the words of our tefillah on page 46 and following, giving us the opportunity to again connect with our tradition, envision how God might work through us and the world around us, and indeed, obviously, establish and rekindle in our own minds our long-standing connection to Abraham and Sarah, who lived over 4,000 years ago. On page 47, I share this thought as we come to this time of prayer. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. Let us rise as we are able as we continue with our tefillah.
Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בגבורות ומידו מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע ונאמנת להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We may be seated. As our service continues on page 55.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
And we continue on page 57.
Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, shehotah l'chada v'yirah navod.
Our service continues on page 59.
God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the riches of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thank. Baruch atah Adonai, atah shemcha u'ha'nayet ha'todot.
Our service continues on page 61.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, our eternal source of peace, and give us whole to proclaim its message to all people of earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May the happiness reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praise your eternal one, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, havari omu Yisrael b'shalom. Don't stop after beating those swords into plowshares. Don't stop. Go on beating and make musical instruments out of them. Whoever wants to make war again will have to turn to plowshares first.
To our 4th and 5th grade students, I want to commend you guys on a job well done. Many of them, our 4th graders, are just starting to learn to read Hebrew. And as you see, they have been practicing the prayers they were to recite tonight and did so with great poise and great elegance and properly pronounced. So well done, guys. However, you're not ready for a bar mitzvah and a bat mitzvah, and so don't worry, we still got more stuff to teach you. So just because you led us in services, I don't want you to think that's it, you're all done. No, we've got more to learn and more to do. And truly, well done. I am grateful to Laura Milhander as their teacher in getting them all prepared for this evening, and we have more to hear from them, and Sharon Kaplowitz-Payton for all of her help in the class as well. Just as we have shared our prayer for peace for our community and our world, so too do we want to include those whose peace and sense of well-being has been disturbed, perhaps even shattered by the challenges that they are facing. The words to our Misha Berach can be found on page 253 in our prayer books, in the middle of page 253. And I invite you during the musical interlude between the paragraphs to share aloud the name of a loved one. Thus we might bring them here into the space and into our hearts at this time. May all who are facing such challenges and threats to their well-being and their health, may they be blessed on their journey, a journey that will bring them to a refuah shlema, a return to the wholeness that they seek, the shalom that they desire. Baruch atah Adonai rofei hacholim. We praise you, O God, who helps us bring hope and healing to those who are in need. And let us say, Amen. We pause in our worship service, just as we pause on Shabbat from our labors, so that we might instead be able to listen to the words and the melodies that lie deep within us, in our hearts and in our souls. To bring us into this time of quietude and reflection, I share this thought. O Holy One, help me to quiet my heart, so that I might be able to hear the still, small voice that speaks within me. That voice calls me. It calls me to come closer to you and to grow in your likeness. That voice teaches me to do my work faithfully even when no one's eye is upon me. That voice counsels me. It counsels me to judge others kindly and to love them freely. For it persuades me to see the divinity and the holiness and the sacredness in every one I meet. Help me, O God. Help me to come to the end of each day feeling that I used its gifts wisely and that I faced its trials bravely. And so we pause. Thank you, Cantor, for your beautiful voice. Dr. Ray, thank you very much for your accompaniment. And this evening as well on guitar, too. Thank you very much. Well, from the class that has brought us such wonderful performances as, wasn't it the death of Aaron's sons last year? Yes,
and
yes. And leprosy. Yes, leprosy and the death of Aaron's sons last year. This year, we again have a wonderful performance prepared for us. Does it need any introduction? I will invite Laura Milhander up to guide us through this part of our service as our students teach us a valuable lesson this evening that they have been learning in class.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much for coming tonight and supporting the children. This class has led 3 or 4 services by now, and they're great. They're becoming very comfortable here on the Bima, and it shows. I want to recognize Sharon Kaplowitz-Payton, who shares our Sunday mornings with us and makes them all the better by doing so. In a moment, each of the children will share their thought about this week's Torah portion, Yitro. This is the 10 Commandments Parsha, so we were excited. As Rabbi said, in the past we have had leprosy and the death of Aaron's sons, so we are really excited this year. Yeah. We studied the 10 Commandments, and we also studied 2 Midrashim, explaining why Sinai was God's choice as the location for Moses to receive the 10 Commandments. Because some of the children will refer to these midrashim, I wanted to briefly summarize them for you. The first suggests that Mount Sinai was chosen from among the other mountains because it was the most humble of them. The others, including Mount Tabor, Mount Hermon, and Mount Carmel, bragged about themselves. Another midrash credits Mount Sinai as the only one among the four on which there was never any idol worshiping. Along with the obvious themes of these midrashim, we discussed the general theme of choices and why we make the ones we make. One important choice we all made was to be here tonight, even though we may have had other options. So I thank you, and I thank all of you for making that choice. Finally, while we don't want to keep everyone here too long, we have a fun Ten Commandments rhyme that you will be participating in that we couldn't pass up, and then we will conclude with a short play about why it is important to come to services, starring our class with special guest stars Lila and Allie. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So next, okay, so you guys have your order that you're going to go in. So just come up.
My name is Eli. Why do the Jewish people have many responsibilities? The people have 10 commandments, but the Jewish people have 613 commandments. As the Jewish people, we should do some of those 613 commandments. Back to the Big Ten. My dad's personal favorite is the 5th commandment. Don't disobey your mom or dad. It is always his comeback when I'm disrespectful.
My name is Rodney. Why do we make the choices that we make? We make choices because we either think, oh, this is better. But some wise people chose the other choice because they really study it. Some people buy expensive things over cheap things, or the opposite. One choice I made was when my friend from Australia came over. We either got to go to Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm. Man, that was a hard choice, but we picked Knott's Berry Farm. We had lots of fun. In conclusion, thanks to Mount Sinai for sponsoring this paragraph.
My name is Zoe. There are many things in the Torah that are not explained. For example, why Mount Sinai was chosen to get the commandments. I imagine that was a very hard choice for whomever made it. We all make very difficult choices every day. I have this choice almost every day. I have to choose whether to do art or read and not do my homework, or I could do my homework first. I can try to think about what's best for me. In conclusion, Mount Sinai can teach us many things about choices.
Thank you, Zoe.
My name is Miguel. I think that the most important commandment is respecting, because that's a go for your parents and everyone that comes towards your path. That commandment goes for the same at my house, and that should also go for everyone.
My name is Nathaniel. I think I know why Mount Sinai was chosen for the 10 Commandments. I think this happened because Mount Sinai was small and no one praised idols there. At first it was weird that the little mountain got picked, and a lot of people were surprised that the littlest was picked to get the Torah, but it made sense because no one prayed to idols there.
Miguel and Rodney, we're going to start with the rhymes.
Yep, so these are stand up on the.
Stand next to him.
Yeah. Very good.
Don't steal or kidnap people. That's wrong without debate. God gives you what you should have. Commandment number...
Take a guess. What commandment number is that?
Oh.
You want to read it again?
Don't steal or kidnap people. That's wrong without debate. God gives you what you should have. Commandment number... your father and mother cause you to be alive. Show them an honor and respect. Commandment number
5. Well done, guys.
Do not invade what you see in homes of other women and men. Be grateful for the things you have. Commandment number
10.
Know that I'm Adonai your God, and know that I took you out of Egypt's land. Commandment number
Good job.
Witness must tell what they saw and never add a line. Do not lie before the court. Commandment number
9.
Do not murder other people for their lives. Who can fix? Each person was made by Adonai. Commandment number
Say it again. Do it again so they hear the rhyme.
Yeah.
Do not murder other people for their lives. Who can fix? Each person who was made by Adonai. Commandment number
6.
Oh, 6.
womp womp womp.
Adonai made the world in 6 days, and on the 7th worked no more. On Shabbat we must rest as well. Commandment number
4.
Never date another spouse. These are the words of heaven. We must be holy like Adonai. Commandment number
7.
ding.
Do not say God's name in vain. You should not feel so free. Never swear by God's name. Commandment number
3.
Do not worship other gods, for only I am true. Never bow to idols. Commandment number
2. Oh, nice. Very good.
Now, we could have used that rhyme in rabbinic school. You know, that would have been very helpful for us.
So if
Good
I
job,
can
guys.
invite Lila and Allie up. So here, Lila, thank you, and Allie. So you're not in the first scene, Lila, so you can stand there. Okay. So Allie's in the first scene. So ready for the play, kids? You're gonna sit on the floor, or if you're not comfortable sitting because you're in a skirt, you can stand. Okay. So scene 1 in the classroom. Go.
Children, you all did a very good job in tefillah this morning. Remember always to take a book and follow along. Even if the reading is challenging, at least stay on the page. You'll pick it up soon, and before you know it, you will be reading along with the older students. Have a good afternoon and see you next week.
Good. And then you can sit down for right now.
So you know that we have to go to services on Friday now. Services, schmervices.
It seems like all we do is say the same things over and over again.
Okay. Scene 2, and Mom is in this scene.
Mom, why do we have to go to services?
Can we just skip a few? Can't we skip a few?
All we do is the same thing over and over.
Benji and Jacob, I want you to go on a research mission. I want you to talk to a few people about why you have to go to services. If you find a good reason to avoid them, I will consider your request to skip a few. But I also want you to see if you can understand why all of these adults want to subject you to what you call those boring schmervices.
Can we pick who we talk to?
Awesome! We can pick our friends.
No. I want you to talk to Dad, Grandpa, and Rabbi.
That's not fair. They all go to the services.
Yes, but they are all adults who care about you. You can tell them how you feel. We have to stop by Grandpa's house on the way home anyway. You can start there.
Okay, thank you. Scene 4 at Grandpa's house.
Grandpa, why do we have to go to services? They are alike and they're really boring.
When I was a little boy, I lived in a small town. There were only 2 Jewish families. We didn't have a temple and we didn't have services. I made a promise that when I grew up, I would live in a town with Jewish people so I could go to services with my children and my grandchildren. You see, Benji and Jacob, we are part of a wonderful community. We say the same prayers in the same order, but Jews all over the world are doing the same thing.
But
No buts. Next week, look around the temple at all of our friends and family that we can share our prayers with.
Okay, thank you. Next scene at home with Dad. Oh, guys,
Hi.
turn around so they can see you. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Dad.
Jacob?
Dad, why do we have to start going to services on Friday nights now?
Kids, that's easy. There's some things we do just because we do them. Even if it's the same thing over and over. Every day we brush our teeth. Every day we sit down to dinner together. Every day you do your homework and chores. And we go to services, which are the same words in the same order just because that is the one way how Jews pray to God. That is what we do, and those are good habits. I don't expect you to love every moment of those services, but we participate in services just because we do. Just like we light some candles and we celebrate birthdays, you go to services because you do.
Okay, so next scene at temple with Rabbi.
Hi, Rabbi.
Boker Tov.
Rabbi, this might sound a little strange, but I don't really get services. Why do we need to say the same things over and over? Come on, Rabbi. Even you must even get bored.
Jacob and I are good kids. Can't you tell our mom that it isn't important to go as long as we're really good?
Jacob and Benji, when you go to a new place, you sometimes feel strange, right? When you read something new, you need to slow down just to read smoothly. Some things we say or sing over and over. They become easier for us to read. Think of going on ice skates for the first time. You need to be careful and it may feel funny. Think of saying the 4 questions at Passover. Sometimes it's a little scary because you're just learning Hebrew. We practice things and they become more familiar to us, and we are more comfortable with them. Our services are in the same order and have basically the same prayers, so that they will be familiar and comfortable to you and all the people who come to our synagogue or any other synagogue.
Okay, so back in the classroom.
Boker Tov, kids. Let's get ready for tefillah. Take a book and follow along. Who can tell me why we go to services?
Okay, so the free, yeah.
For some Jews, the same services around the world are part of being a community. For some Jews, going to services is a good habit, like brushing your teeth.
And for some Jews, the same fixed services build comfort.
Stand up, boys.
I guess it's time to find something else to complain about. After all, that's what being a kid is all about. Shabbat Shalom!
So, and now for something completely different that is not the same thing we do every single week. We're going to have our students help lead us in a song, so please come up to our microphones over here. This is one that we've been working on together in class because all of the things that they have been studying this year, including the words that you heard from them just now, all of them just remind us how proud we are to be part of this community, to be Jewish together, to be at services together, even if they're a little boring sometimes, but to be part of this community. So we have a song prepared especially for you. I'm going to turn the mic off because our students are going to sing nice and loud. Are we ready? I'm proud to be a Jew. I'd like for you to know, whenever I think of who I am, I want to tell you so, because I'm proud to be a Jew. I'd like for you to know, whenever I think of who I am, I want to tell you so. When I am on the playground, it's plain for all to see. I wear a big black pink when people look at me. I say I'm proud to be a Jew. I'd like for you to know, whenever I think of who I am, I want to tell you so, because I'm proud to be a Jew. I'd like for you to know, whenever I think of who I am, I want to tell you so. If you would like to visit, find me easily, or on the doorpost of my house, my mezuzah you'll see, because I'm proud to be a Jew. I'd like for you to know, whenever I think of who I am, I want to tell you so, because I'm proud to be a Jew. I'd like for you to know, whenever I think of who I am, I want to tell you so. Thank you very much. Well done. You may return to your seats.
Madam President.
Thank you, Mark. This is a little impromptu speech that just starting out, watching the kids doing the Ve'ahavta. These are the first-year Hebrew students. They're all doing it by memory. And watching them participate in what they're learning brought me back to last weekend. As many of you know, I was at the Shite Leadership Conference last weekend for presidents and president-elects of temples. This is held twice a year, in California and this year in Atlanta. And I was there with 40-some of my peers. One of the workshops I attended was on youth and keeping youth's interest. And I heard from every single person that I was working with, everybody knows the kids get tutors for the bar mitzvahs, and they don't care about it. And they get the tutors, they barely learn their parsha, and then they're done. They don't care. They don't care about Hebrew. Well, that is certainly not the case in Temple Beth Or. You can see how engaged our kids are starting from when they start religious school. They participate in the prayers. By the time they start Hebrew school, they already have the basics of what the prayers are, and then they learn Hebrew. And you can see that from our bar and bat mitzvahs, how well these kids are trained. That we owe to you, Rabbi Mark, and to Ariel for the tutoring, but for what you've brought to the temple in turning our religious school around. I am so proud of what we have, and I have to tell you how much I bragged about our congregation at this seminar. So thank you for letting me be president of this temple, and I'm extremely proud of our kids.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I am too, and the cantor is too. It's always very exciting on Sunday morning when we do our tefillah, to have our students participate. Wednesday afternoon when we do it with our Hebrew lab students. It is very encouraging for us to see and to work with our students. They are engaged and they are definitely challenging as well at the same time as they ask questions and explore and really begin to digest what we are teaching them. So I want to thank again our 4th and 5th grade students. You guys did an excellent job tonight. You did a great job. I love the play, and Rabbi Zoe, your answers were right on, dead on, excellent. Wise answers from a wise rabbi. Maybe we can have you answer the questions when our kindergartners and preschool, pre-kindergarten, and 1st grade students ask the questions. That was wonderful. We move to the conclusion of our worship service this evening with the words of the Aleinu. The adoration can be found on page 282. Again, I want to extend my sincerest mazel tovs and congratulations to Bernie and Eileen, or as we like to say, our hearty mazelations and congratulatovs to Bernie and Eileen as they celebrate 70 years. I hope that Deborah and I will be able to celebrate our 70th. And to see these two lovebirds at the Palms when I stop in to visit them is very exciting. As I say to them, they are my favorite Jewish couple at the Palms. And Bernie's very quick to note that we're the only Jewish couple here at the Palms. So, that which makes them my favorite, right? I mean, that's right. You are. Excellent. On page 282, the bottom of the page, I invite us to rise as we are able. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, those who live on in our hearts, in our memories, and in the place we call Olam Haba, the world to come. The words to our Kaddish can be found on page 294. As we call to mind one for whom we are observing the Shiva period, Ivan Goldfarb, my uncle, whose funeral was on Thursday. To his name we link the names of those whose yahrzeits have occurred during this past week: Amelia L. Karen, Martin Glick, Betty Kaplan Levinson, Esther Benjamin, Sadie Levin, Lillian Ahrens, David Klein, Erwin Moskowitz, Saul Rosenblatt, Lillian Gordon, Edna Schreier, Samuel Schwartz, Joel Koniarski, William Urban, Lawrence Lorber, Harry Julius Kravitz, Roy Jastrock, Paula Rose Levy, William Rice, Joan Bluestone, Bernard Palmer, Dr. Joseph Austin, Edward Weil, Eleanor Young, Abraham Kaplan, Faye Schachter, Shirley Schmidt, and Hyman Wine. To those names, we link the names of those for whom we are observing the Kaddish period: Shirley Grossberg, Shirley Altenew, Muriel Balaban, Nick Scotto, Inga Spiegel, Adrian Casson, Florence Sachs, Cam Craig, Annette Raymond, Irving Drobny, Bernard Beskin, Nancy Zinberg, Howard Brookfield, Eric Lertzman, Sandra Lertzman, Michael Lertzman, Paula Marcus, Don Kessler, Catherine O'Salisbury, George Sachs, Adrian Henschel, Murray Gimbel, Margaret Hershkowitz, Dr. Gerhard Paskus, Jerry Robinson, Rebecca Lomelli, and Dwayne Craven. If there's a loved one whom you are remembering, I invite you to share that name at this time. To those that we have named aloud and to those that we keep named in the quiet places of our hearts and memories, we link as well the names and memories of the men and women of our armed forces who have given their lives for our liberties and our freedoms, those who have given their lives for our safety here at home, members of our police, our firefighters, and other first responders, and the members of the Israeli Defense Forces who have given their lives for the hope of peace. Zichronam levracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. As we share together the words of our Kaddish, Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divra chirute v'amlich malchute, B'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, V'agala uvizman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach, Le'olam ulalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach, V'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal, Shemei dekudasha berichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. May all of us who mourn and all of us who are bereaved, may we find through God's presence a source of strength, courage, and hope, above all a source of shalom, of peace, and let us all say, Amen. I want to acknowledge and thank David Youngman, our video streamer for this evening, who is enabling people from all over the world to catch our students and their Hebrew abilities. I want to especially welcome to the web audience our dear friends Susan Carey, and I don't know, maybe Phil's with her as well, but Susan and Phil Carey up in Washington State. Good to have you with us. And all those who have tuned in, Shabbat Shalom to you all. We end our service with the singing of Im Tirtzu, favorite song of our students. In all grades, it's kind of a song that never really ends, but we will. It's on page 340 in the prayer books if you wish to follow along. But again, as you are doing, balance the prayer book as you put your arms around the shoulder of someone next to you or hold the hand of someone who needs to remain seated. And that goes for us here as well. We're going to put our arms around the shoulders. Come on, guys. As we join, Im Tirtzu, if you will it, it is no fable. If you put in hard work, you can learn to read Hebrew. Even our adults can, just as our kids can. If you will it, it is not going to be a dream. It will come to be. Im Tirtzu, ein zo agada.
Im Tirtzu, Im Tirtzu, ein zo agada, ein zo agada, ya la 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 la, lehi otam chofshi be'artzeinu, be'eretz Zion, be'Yerushalayim. Tirtzu, and you wish upon a star, ein zo agada, it makes no difference who you are. Ya la 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 la, lehi otam chofshi be'artzeinu, be'eretz Zion, be'Yerushalayim.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good job. Excellent job. Miguel, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. What happened to your bow tie? Nathaniel, you did a great job too, my friend. All right. Well done, Ryan. No, they did great. Thank you. And thanks. Imagine. Please join us in the social hall for an opportunity to share in a kiddush. Wine is poured, juice is available to be poured, but don't drink it yet. We want to have a chance to share some blessings. That's fine. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, strawberries. Let's have our 4th and 5th grade students join the cantor and I here at our kiddush table. Eli, come and join us. Zoe, Rodney and Nathaniel, you guys come and join us too. They're going to help us as we share in our kiddush and motzi. Wine and juice are a symbol of joy and happiness. And as we come to the end of our week, as we come to Shabbat, we are happy to have arrived at the end of the week. We are all the happier that our 4th and 5th grade students did such a wonderful job in leading in our worship service. We are grateful for their teacher, Laura Milhander and Sharon Kaplowitz-Payton. And with that, we share our kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri